I am Jennifer Woodruff. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at ABC, and I am joined today by one of our very dedicated volunteers, Melanie Sharp with Craig and Height. Melanie, tell us how you came to be in the construction industry.
Well, I'll just give you my story. I've been in the industry for 23 years. I actually started out as an electrician's helper, and worked my way up from there. I was a single mom and needed my means of support, and I refused to just be one of those moms that was state aid. And I took a choice in going in an industry that was not women friendly. Yeah. 23 years ago, I was 99% of the time I was the only woman on the job.
What made you choose electrical to start with?
My grandfather and my uncle were electricians, union electricians, and my dad is a plumber, union plumber. So I have been around construction my entire life. Yeah. And I didn't want to be a plumber. That was just not something that appealed to me. So I chose electrical because I'm great with numbers. I had a pretty rough start. In high school, I actually had won a scholarship, and due to life circumstances, I lost that scholarship. Oh, okay. And so it was a choice to still go in the industry that I wanted to go in. My scholarship was actually in construction engineering. Wow. So I had always, the industry is always where I was pushed to. I think it was just life. And a lot of times, being the only woman on the job, everybody would automatically assume that I was a helper. Right. And
or probably working in the office,
or timekeeper, or I have been. Men assumed automatically that I wasn't there to be their equal, and I had to prove them wrong. I had to fight for my ground. And in '08, when I got laid off and there were no jobs, I went and got my CDL, and I started driving a big truck.
Oh, wow.
So. That was it. Still, it was not the industrial industry that I had been in my entire adult life. But it was a different part of it. I drove a cement truck. I drove a school bus when there wasn't cement trucks to work. I've driven a dump truck. So I still leaned towards the the construction side, and that's how I got with Craig and Height. Was actually started out as our dump truck driver, and I worked my way with our company. There was an opportunity that came available with a supervisor position, and I took note to that, and I showed Sam that I could do that as well. And it's going on 2 years now that we had a safety position come available, and I talked to my husband, and I said, I'm not getting any younger. So I opted to change fields completely. And for me, it was a learning experience. Being an electrician, I learned everything, just being taught, especially as long as I've been in the industry. We didn't have, when I started, there weren't NCCR classes, and that all was introduced as time went on for me.
What advice would you give to someone who may be coming from a similar background as you, or just may feel lost and not know what direction to go? Why should they look at construction, and why what makes this industry the right industry for them?
The only time that I have struggled in this industry was when everybody in this industry struggled, and that was '08, '09. Yeah. In the 23 years, I have always been able to have a job. I have never had to question where I was going to get the money to pay anything. I've always been able to make ends meet without a lot of people, and I pride myself in teaching my girls that we don't need to rely on anyone else as a woman. Yeah. We can make it on our own, and it may not be the ideal for everybody, because being in the field is not ideal for everybody. But if you choose to be in the field, there are lots of opportunities for growth. There are lots of opportunities to learn, and you will pride yourself in what you do.
And for those of you watching, our educational affiliate, Construction and Maintenance Education Foundation, they have a lot of information about NCCER and the curriculum that you can get your hands on it and really start to learn about the industry and maybe find out what trade is best for you. Like Melanie said, plumbing wasn't her cup of tea, but electrical really was. Are you open to mentoring other women who are in the
Absolutely.
industry? Yeah, so you see, we've got great examples here of women in the industry who are ready to give a hand up to other women who are looking to start a career in the industry. And I think the biggest thing that you've shown us here is that you don't have to limit yourself as a female in the industry. There are a lot of different avenues you can take. There are opportunities in the crafts, opportunities in safety, as Melanie's doing.
Any young lady out there that really has no path in life, there are opportunities straight out of high school that you can make a living in what we do. There's no absolute need to go to college. If you choose to later, it's absolutely welcome, but you can make a life for yourself with doing exactly what we do.